everybody, Meg here. So today I am showing you how to give a little dresser a new look, a new makeover. So welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Let's get started on this dresser. Okay, so let's give this dresser a makeover. This is a Dixie brand, which means it's not solid wood. Not all Dixie brands pieces are solid wood, and I really want a solid wood top. So we're going to be making a solid wood top ourselves today. So this piece has all the handles, even though one is missing there, it is in the drawer. So I'm thankful for that because I love this hardware. It is so beautiful. So first of all, I used a 220 sanding disc to get all of the gunk off and to get that surface off and just to have better adhesion. Make sure that you get all of those little corners and areas so that it's not smooth in some places. After I had scuff sanded, I used the Krud Kutter to clean all of the whole piece. I used a lint-free cloth, but this piece has so many little details, and also see the corners and the lines. While I needed to get in there and the cloth wasn't working, so I found an old toothbrush in the cupboard and I used that, and it worked perfectly. So it got all of the gunk out that was building up in the corners. Then when I opened the drawers, they had this old contact paper in, which made the bottoms really sticky. So those were the first things I took off so that the stickiness would sort of go away, but it doesn't. So I did end up vacuuming and then sanding the bottoms. I made sure to vacuum all of the inside of the drawers, in the back, found some staples, which is a really good idea to do because you never know what you're going to find back there. Now, this little screwdriver tool is magnetic, and it is the best thing to have because the larger screwdrivers wouldn't fit in this area, and I want to take off the top. So it had screws either side and both ends that needed to come out. So this little tool fit right in there. You can get these at the hardware store, but it comes with lots of other bits as well. So I'm using my one hand here to get that screw out. So you can see in the back and then up here as well on the other side, there's another screw. So I took all of those out. And then I turned the piece upside down because I could not get to that back screw. So I took off the backing and put that aside because all of the staples on the backing has to come off. Then we use this crowbar to pull off the top. And I guess I had left a hidden screw in there that I didn't see, which is fine, but it did take off a little tiny chunk off the side. So it was very tiny, so I fixed it. So once the top was off, I needed to prime this entire piece and paint, and I don't want to get paint inside the drawers. So either way, if you're brushing the paint and primer on or you're spraying it on with a paint sprayer, you still might want to cover up the top area. So I'm using the Blue Painter's Scotch Painter's Plastic, and then I used green tape to go around the edges just to secure it better. Now I'm using my Wagner Flexio 5000 sprayer, and I'm priming with Zinsser Bin 123. Make sure to remember to put green tape behind the hardware holes so that the spray doesn't go inside. So once I had used the Zinsser bin 123, I let it dry completely for a few hours, and then I used my Kiltz spray primer, which is my favorite primer. I use this all the time just to go around the edges and areas where I sort of was seeing a bit of bleed through or that wasn't completely covered, because this primer spray has great coverage and it's amazing for odors and bleed through. So once all that was dry, I sanded with 400 grit sandpaper to give that smooth finish. And then I went over it again with bin Zinsser again, just to have that extra coverage and smoother finish, and to really make sure that no bleed through is going to be coming through. Okay, so now it was time to spray on the paint. This is Country Chic paint called Elegance. It's a beautiful vintage blue, and it's probably my most favorite blue. I absolutely love this color, and it looks great with raw wood tops. Once your paint is completely dry, sand with 600 grit sandpaper, or you can use 1000 grit sanding block. So in most of my videos, for most of my pieces, I really like to get a little bit creative. You don't have to do this, but I thought that I would show you how I did it anyway. I wanted to add tissue paper to the drawer sides just to give that extra pop of color and character to it. It really brings out the piece sometimes. So I measured where I wanted the top of the tissue paper and then cut it to size. So once I had cut it to size, I brushed on Country Chic Paint Clear Coat. I will put this in my description because I use this top coat for every single piece of furniture and for decoupage, which is using the tissue paper. So I brushed on a really good amount onto the surface and then placed the tissue paper on top. Make sure that you have the right piece, like I'm doing right now, so that you can have it in place to add the next one on the next drawer. Rub your hand over the tissue paper to make sure it's in place and there's no wrinkles. And then you brush on your top coat again. Make sure the tissue paper is completely covered in the top coat. You're going to do that for every drawer. So here is what it looks like with the top off, and as you can see on either side there's ridges. So we need to fit the new wood top onto these ridges. So we're going to use a router to do that. So this is going to be underneath, and this is where Mr. Lubbly is making a notch, a long notch, so that that ridge can fit into there and that the wood top will fit into place perfectly. Make sure that you've measured where those ridges are so that you can put them in place. With the router, you can also make an edge for your wood top as well. So this is the top of it, and this is where Mr. Lubbly's making a beautiful edge all the way around. Once the top is on, I sanded it with a 220 grit sandpaper to make sure it was really smooth. So once I had sanded and dusted it off, I used Country Chic Paint Clear Coat in my sprayer to seal the entire piece and the wood top, and I did about 3 coats of top coat. I sanded in between the top coats with a 1000 grit sanding block, or you can use 2000 sanding block as well. If you notice, I did use my sander to go around the edges of the drawers just to give that distressed look and have the white primer come through. Here's what it looks like. I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. I think this is my most favorite piece. I love this so much. The only thing I didn't mention is that I did what I have done in my previous videos with wood tops, is I brushed on a wash of a beige paint just to give that raw look and to keep it once it's sealed so that it doesn't turn orange. I do have that in another video. I will put the link up here so you can check that out and see how I did it. I also added stencil work to the sides, which is something that you don't have to do to a piece, but I liked the character of it and what it brought to the piece. Thank you for watching. Hope that you enjoyed that video, and next week, Sunday, which isn't my usual time for posting a video, but this is such an exciting video that's coming. 23 channels and myself are going to be doing a $100 challenge. So we pick a piece and all the products have to be under $100. So there are 23 of us, and I am so excited to show you the piece that I picked. And I'm excited for us all to see everybody's projects and challenge pieces. This is going to be so exciting, so stay tuned for that. It'll be July 25th, next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. So exciting. Can't wait. And thank you for watching and all your support. All of the info for this video is in my description and all the links. So thanks again. Take care and have a wonderful day. Hey everybody. I just got attacked by a fly.